Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Audi and today is a really exciting install for you guys. We are going to be taking an Audi e-Tron GT to a whole nother level. For those of you who think electric cars don't have any soul, they don't have any passion, they aren't real car people, this one is about to change everything for you, because this one is going to sound absolutely crazy. The spec of it is phenomenal. You guys are going to absolutely love this. Stay tuned and enjoy.
Hi there, this week's project is the Audi e-Tron, a full electric vehicle. We're going to be fitting quite a lot of kit into the vehicle, full soundproofing. Certain things we'll do differently with it being an electric car, but first of all, let's go check out the kit. So here's the key for the car. Quite a lot of equipment going into this vehicle. Once again, obviously, first thing we'll be doing is stripping the car down and then using two firms of soundproofing. We've got the traditional soundproofing that we use on most vehicles, and also there's a new product from Skins, which is a 5mm thicker soundproofing, which we'll be going through in more detail later on. Once that's all done, we'll be down to the equipment. So initially we've got the Miele Legend and the new Audison Voce 2s. We'll be putting a set of 3 ways of each system, one going in the front, one going in the rear. That'll be all powered from 2 amplifiers. We've got the Forza 12 channel and then a Forza 1 channel. 12 channel obviously running the 12 channels in the vehicle, and the single channel running the separate sub. Subwoofer is going to be, again, another Miele slimline subwoofer into the boot. It's all where the factory location is going to be. We have to tweak a little bit and feel to get something inside there. And once all that's done, it'll all be controlled up by the little small new DRC controller. And that'll be the audio taken care of. In addition to that, we're also fitting in the new Blackview 2-channel camera with an additional battery. Battery basically allows you to have use of the camera when the vehicle's not being used. So it gives you like a backup parking facility for up to about 17 hours of use after you've finished using it. Now we know what equipment's going in the vehicle. First thing we'll be doing is going back to the vehicle, doing a full video vehicle inspection, full battery test, scanning for any fault codes on the vehicle. And once we're happy with all of that, we'll get the vehicle stripped down, ready for the soundproofing. Right, so that's all the videos taken. We've done the scan on the vehicle. All the information from the scans and the video will be uploaded to the files for later on. So now everything's done, we're happy with the car. We're going to do a quick battery test, and then once we've got the battery test finished, it'll be on to start removing the panel. Right, so as you can see now, soundproofing's all finished everywhere. The final check for the soundproofing was to pull the roof lining down to see what we could do under the roof lining. We didn't expect to see a lot of space under there, as it has a full panoramic roof. On this car in particular, very, very small amount of area for soundproofing, so we won't be soundproofing the roof area. However, what we will do, we'll fit the 6mm foam to the back of the roof guard here. It also allows us to go in and check that looms aren't going to rattle, so we check that the looms are fine and that any bolts in there are tight, because obviously we've got the car stripped for main soundproofing. It's not a huge job to get the roof lining down, so we always pop it down just in case. So in this case it's not going to be soundproofed, but we will be doing some to the back of the roof board, and then from there. Then once we've done this and we've finished inside the vehicle, what we'll be doing is a second treatment on the floor, which is the Skins Ultimat. This is kind of like it's the resin with a sponge and a foam on the top, which goes over all the mat in here to give an additional layer of soundproofing inside the vehicle. When we'll cover the whole floor area, we won't do the sides and the doors with this, we'll just do the floor area from there. And then once that's done, that's everything finished, it's back to reassembly. final speakers to fit into the car now is going to be the rear doors. Original speakers in the rear doors were these, in their own plastic housing, tiny little magnet on the back and no weight whatsoever. So our original intention was to fit the Voce 2s in there. As you can see physically from the speaker, much bigger speaker, much heavier, much better quality product. Now, with the best will fit in them, when we come to take the car to pieces, we discovered that the depth between the runner for the window and this door card at the front physically wasn't deep enough where we needed it to be to put this Voce speaker in there. Tried everything we could possibly do, but the depth from there to there was just too tall, so that speaker wasn't going to fit. Looking at other alternatives we had within the range, we were struggling to find something at least as good that was going to give us that depth issue there. Fortunately, we looked at the Miele Legends, so a slight upgrade in speaker performance, but if you look at the back of them, much shallower speaker, same overall depth, but the fact that the speaker was a much shallower magnet on there, it allowed us to adapt it to go from there. In addition to that, we had to make a little tweak to the speaker adapters. If we look at them here, side by side, they're an even mount, but we put a 2-degree tilt on it so that when you come to the other side of the speaker, we've got about a 4 or 5 millimeter gap on the side there. What that's done, it's also moved the speaker down slightly, so when we fit it into the door, it's given us an extra little bit of clearance to be able to tilt the speaker around the door frame and then allow us still clearance at the front for the door card at the beginning. So when we put these together, they'll fit in there fine with no problems. There we've got the speakers fully built now, as you can see, in a slightly offset mounting with the angle on there, which allows us to now put the upgraded speaker. The customer's got a nice little free upgrade on this one into the back doors, and we'll have the full clearance to fit where the original speaker would have been. So we're almost finished now. Front's done, doors are in, door cards in, speakers in, everything's finished on the front there. The back's been pretty much finished as well. We've done the initial setup and the tuning, which is where we listen to the inputs from the car, check the inputs from the car, the correct polarity, the correct equalisation, and then matched into the first amplifier, which will then, we've checked that to the rear speakers. We've got some final tuning to go. We've used 2 amplifiers in this car. First one was the 12 channel. That's to run air pillars, front doors, front woofers, rear doors and then rear deck. So all 12 channels will be used there for the 12 speakers in the car. There's an output on the side of the amplifier goes to a second amp. It's a single channel amplifier which will run the 10-inch sub. It's in the boot floor underneath. Everything's been installed in the car under the original panel. So you've got a boot panel comes from here, sits onto the boot floor. Once you lift that up, the original the original subwoofer would have been under there in a large enclosure. It was a little bit tight for us to get our sub in the same enclosure, and we'd rather make a separate one. So we've taken all that out, built an MDF wooden box we saw us making earlier on, which is bolted into the boot floor, separate facer plate on the top, both amplifiers under there, and it still quite nicely fits underneath the original factory boot floor. We've put a little bit of red neon in there, LED in there, just to match the ambient lighting inside the vehicle too.
So I hope you guys have loved today's video so far, but now it's this segment in the video where I'm going to be running you through final spec, how everything looks, kind of why everything was decided upon, and also just go through things in a little bit more detail. Then after this segment, you're going to be listening to the final results of the system, where you guys will join me inside the vehicle, where we'll actually be able to experience and share the journey with you. So make sure you guys have a decent pair of headphones, listening to on a proper home hi-fi system, or even a decent car audio system to be able to experience what we're going to do later on. But let's go through firstly what our client was after. Our client was really disappointed with the factory Bang & Olufsen system. Didn't have what he wanted in terms of the immersion of sound, didn't have the clarity or the depth that the client wanted. Obviously, with electric vehicles, they are quiet, which means that the audio system needs to really showcase kind of what it makes driving all about excitement. Obviously, you don't have the roar of the engine, you don't have kind of that character from an engine, so you're kind of making certain compromises, and sound can't be one of them. Client wasn't obviously happy with that original stock sound system offered by manufacturer, so then came to us to take it to a whole nother level. We've actually done this in a really nice way. We've kept it in a very minimalistic stock look, which is what our client was after. However, we've also reduced the overall road noise in the vehicle as well. Before we go too carried away though, one thing that people are going to be commenting, I'm sure maybe I've done already, is about adding weight to an electric vehicle, or big amplifiers or amplifiers to this electric or any electric vehicle, and does it affect range? Yes and no. Depends on the spec that you go for. We've done loads and loads of electric vehicles. Even one of my own vehicles, which is electric, I've done system in that. I've ordered another electric vehicle as part of the collection. That also will have a system in it, and I found personally, as well as my clients, that there is no drain on the vehicle. So there's no excessive draw. You haven't got a big reduction in range. It's all about creating more of a balanced sound stage in the vehicle, but also not compromising on that range, which is really important on electric vehicles. This particular spec, and this is where we go through things with the client, this spec, because of the amount of sound deadening work that we've carried out on the vehicle, he's practically gone for full coverage. Well, it's full coverage across the entire vehicle. So like the amount of sound deadening that we've added into the vehicle does add weight to the vehicle, which obviously will then, bear in mind, affect some form of range, but it is marginal. We are talking like a couple of miles, especially on the e-Tron GT. The range on these is really good, and that's only getting better on electric vehicles. So depending on spec, and this is where during the consultation, like this client came in, saw us, listened to a couple of cars, we went through all of the benefits, pros and cons of everything, and then decided on this perfect final spec. It's absolutely bonkers, and it sounds mega as well, which you guys are going to listen to very shortly. So yeah, range will be affected on this particular spec very slightly. I mean, we're talking literally a couple of miles. We're not talking like halving it. We're talking very marginal in terms of thing, and the amount of weight that we've added with the sound deadening is really the only reason for it. If we were just doing kind of a more basic sound deadening upgrade alongside a sound system, we wouldn't really have any drain or any draw reduction at all. So on the e-Tron GT, these are really cool cars, because the interior looks amazing on them. They are phenomenal looking outside of the vehicle, and performance wise they're bonkers quick as well. The sound was just the thing that was letting it down for our client. So obviously we've got quite a bit of boot space here. However, the client didn't want to lose any of that. Okay, so we do quite a few different options depending on clients' budgets, what they're after. This is why consultation comes in. So we've got options to add like an active 10-inch sub that just sits on the boot floor over there. We've got options that build into the side panel. What our client was really after was something even more discreet than that, which we managed to do. I'm sure the team will put on some clips as I show this, because it's a bit of the angle, but underneath the little cubby hole here, what we've got is the two amplifiers that we've got in the system. So we've got the Audison Forza 12 channel, which is a DSP amplifier, and what that basically means, it has the ability for us to control the entire system all through that amplifier. So it's a really cool bit of kit. So there's 12 channels of amplification in there, but 14 channels of processing power, because we've also got a 1-channel amplifier, what's called a slave amplifier, that sits alongside it. So in essence creating a kind of 13.14, if you would. What that in essence does is it allows us to have complete control. And when we say complete control, we are talking to every single little detail. This is not only about de-equalizing the factory head unit, so the source unit in the vehicle, which is obviously that beautiful media screen. We need to sort all the issues out and all the factory EQing and sound analyzing that's been done beforehand, make it a clean slate. So we digitally analyze everything from that factory system. We then have a clear, nice linear curve to work with in terms of our input stage into our amplifier, and then post-production there we can then add our own equalization to it, and we analyze the entire vehicle in a hell of a lot of detail to be able to get everything sounding how it should. Every speaker is maximized to what it can do. Every positioning of the time alignment, for example, where we can move sound around the vehicle without affecting volume, but actually kind of picking up. So say you've got two tweeters on either side, one is obviously closer to you in a vehicle, we can delay and increase speed of those components individually to land at you at the perfect listening position. On the inside of the vehicle, we've also got the DRC controller, which I'll probably show you when I'm inside the vehicle. What that does is it allows you to have full control. You've got DSP settings inside there, so you've got time alignment, you've got different equalization, all set up by that controller, as well as sub-level control. The sub for this, we're using the shallow mounted Hertz 10-inch sub, which sits into the little compartment that's underneath here. Doesn't take up hardly any space because you've got all your boot space still, and the two amplifiers are neatly placed on either side. We've also got cooling system that are running currently at the moment. We've also put in a little red LED light just to make it look a little bit more special underneath here, but it looks incredible, really neat and tidy. All the cables are all neat, as you'd expect from our team, and it just looks really neat and tidy under here. It's out of the way, it's out of sight. However, the difference in sound is absolutely phenomenal because we fixed all of the issues that were coming out of the input stage and then corrected them, and obviously we've got new speakers coming in. So that's kind of the boot area. That's the two amplifiers that we've got in the car. There's actually quite a lot of locations for speakers on these vehicles. So what we've done on the rear stage is we've got a Hertzmüller Legend tweeter, Hertzmüller Legend mid-range, as well as the Hertzmüller Legend 6.5-inch mid-bass into the bottom of the door. We've got the location used up here for the mid-ranges, and then we've got the tweeters here. Inside the front of the vehicle, we've then got, again, a three-way front end, but we're using a slight mix of different products here. We've got the Audison Voce tweeter up here. We've got the Audison Voce 2 mid-range that sits into here, and then the 7-inch Hertzmüller Legend mid-bass into the bottom of the stock look door location. So everything inside of the front of the car is looking completely stock, no cosmetic change. The only change as such was the DRC location, which is obviously gone through with client, where we go through spec of exactly where they want it, different options, and we kind of choose something together via our group chat with our client. So he's opted to go for the DRC location in that position. It looks really nice there. We've also put it into sleep mode, which makes it kind of a bit more discreet, so you haven't got lights all the time, and then you've obviously got control via the sub, all from there as well. The rest is all hidden, so everything else is hidden out of sight. Obviously all the sound deadening work that we've done is all hidden as well. So we've got a couple of products from the Skins range. We've got the Skins 3mm layer, then we've also got Skins Ultimat gone into this vehicle because the client did want to reduce that overall road noise in the vehicle as well, which will now be done. So the other thing that the client has added on while the car's been in is the Blackview dash camera system. So that's got part of our CBS Automotive brand. A lot of clients head over to that brand kind of post or during the booking stage of getting a sound system in, so it's well worth a look. If you have a look at the CBS Automotive website, you'll see all the other things that our team do and offer that can be done at the same time as while the car is being apart, and there's normally some savings that can be done alongside that, because obviously where everything is stripped, I can run everything kind of along the same lines and get it all done at once. So overall, a really cool spec. Client, I'm sure, is going to absolutely love this one. From where we went through everything in the consultation, understanding exactly what he was after, understanding what he's going to be using the car for, how he wanted it to sound, I'm sure we have delivered on that one. So without further ado, let's jump inside this car, have a listen and showcase how good it sounds. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you have all been waiting for, the final result of this system. I've had just a couple of minutes beforehand, before filming, to listen to it. Absolutely breathtaking, but you don't need to take my word for it, because you guys are going to now be able to listen to the final result. So we've got my little microphone setup sat on the driver's seat. The reason is because on the DRC AC that we've got in the center console here, this is actually set up and driver focus. So everything is aligned to driver side. I'll shut up for a few minutes and my mic will stop, and then you'll be listening through this microphone setup. This is a really, really good way of you getting as much quality as you can through whatever platform you are watching this on. Obviously, it's going to be compressed by all sorts of stuff before it gets to you, so there's no way of giving you obviously as good as it's going to be sat here, but the only way you can do that is obviously come in and listen to our demo cars, but it will give you kind of as close as we possibly can. So remember though, obviously you need to be watching it on a really decent kind of media system at home, or headphones or something very decent, to be able to get full spectrum of sound that you're going to be listening to here, because it is absolutely breathtaking. So without further ado, let's listen to a couple of tracks.
Everything, cause you said it to the right person and they needed the compliment. You tell him he's all you see. Tell him you got his keys, cause you thought he needed them, but he's not coming back again. So he's gone, leaving then. You won't see him again. It was convenient, but you won't be.
Solo tú en mi habitación. Yo no quiero nada. Yo no quiero esta relación, yeah. Ni romperte el corazón, yeah, yeah. Refrescame la mente.
Just say a prayer for my city. Just say a prayer for my city. Believe in God to kneel down with me.
Say you love me. Say you don't. Just give me something so I can move on. Pull me closer or push me away. Let me know if we'll be okay. 'Cause I can't stand another moment of you playing with my mind. I'm so tired of never knowing, so spell it out. 'Cause I won't stay awake till morning. I won't stay another night. If you're feeling something for me, I say.
Absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, really solid in here now. As you guys have heard, the clarity is top. The depth now is actually there. Huge difference from where we started with this vehicle. So massive well done to our team again for creating a really special car for our client now, and this has now got many more miles to do in it with a really enjoyable sound system to match. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and also remember to head over to all of our other socials, Instagram, TikTok, or wherever else you're going to be following us on, because we do so much different content. Obviously these longer form videos that you might be seeing on YouTube, a lot of the kind of more behind the scenes work that we do is all showcased on other platforms on like Instagram, TikTok and Facebook and whatnot. So make sure you head over to them, give us a follow, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.